Today I'm telling you the 5 ways I make money as a photographer and how you can do these too. Hey there and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Chris. I recently quit my corporate job to pursue photography full-time. I'm teaching you photography and how to start a creative business. Today we're talking about the 5 ways I make money as a photographer. In order to make any business work, you need to have money coming in. As a photographer, this pays for any camera gear you might need, your studio space, your computers, and your software that you use. Just as importantly, it lets you pay yourself a salary that you can live off of. So how do I make money as a photographer? Let's start with the biggest source of revenue, my brand work. This is how I market myself. When you go to my website, you'll see that all I have there is product photography for food and beverage companies. Finding a niche and sticking to it is key to making yourself reputable and trustworthy with companies. If you want to make money from any creative endeavor, you have to go niche heavy. So why is this my biggest source of income? Well, these photos take the most time to shoot and edit. Each photo requires precise technical details so that the client can use these for everything from social advertising to even print media. I almost exclusively shoot these scenes in my studio. I use a combination of studio lights, diffusers, camera gear, so that each image is the highest quality possible for the client. These photos usually require styling and props, so in addition to being the photographer for the scene, I'm also the creative director. For all those reasons that I mentioned, that's why those photos are expensive. They're hard to nail down, but if you can do them right and make the clients happy, you're going to get repeat business. I'm solving a content problem that those companies have. If you want to make money from creative endeavors, you have to be solving some sort of problem for the client. My next source of income is photo shoots with people. I mainly stick to product photography, but if someone messages me asking for photos of themselves, I'll happily do them. This could be anything from models looking for lifestyle shots to people just looking to update their headshots. Now with lifestyle shoots, I do these all over Chicago. I love incorporating the city in these shots. Sometimes I do these in the studio as well. Here we'll add some lighting to really give a unique feel to these photos. Now with headshots, these are done purely in the studio. These are clean close-up photos that people are going to use for LinkedIn or even actor headshots for landing that next gig. I typically charge more for these headshots over lifestyle photos. These photos require more attention to detail and take a lot longer to edit. Okay, let's talk about prints. A lot of beginner photographers think that most photographers make the bulk of their income from this. That's simply not true. Yeah, there's photographers that make thousands of dollars from prints every year, but those are far and few. Your work has to be really special if you want to get to this level. You have to market yourself to high-end galleries that have a high barrier to entry. Now for everyone else out there, you can still make money from prints, just don't expect it to be your main source of income. Personally, I sell 2 types of prints. I sell prints online on my website, and I also sell them locally at a coffee shop. Online, I sell some of my favorite photos in a few sizes. I try not to overcomplicate this and keep it simple. On my website, I don't offer them framed. They're just straight up prints. I use a printing lab that provides archival quality photos at a good price point. I don't sell too many prints online, but the orders do come in occasionally. I mentioned I sell prints at a local coffee shop too. The hardest part of this strategy is actually getting your work in that shop. There was a coffee shop that was opening on my block. I walked in, told them who I was, and offered to sell my prints there. They were actually looking for a photographer to display their prints in their store, so this was the perfect partnership. The cold approach is sometimes the best method for getting new business. One thing to note with this strategy, it takes a lot of money to start up. As a photographer, you're expected to supply all the framed prints yourself. Sometimes this could be thousands of dollars if you're supplying a whole wall of prints. The prints that I sell are professionally framed, and I think they look beautiful. It was expensive to print and frame them, but I think it's well worth it. If the work you have is good, people are going to buy your prints and you're going to make your investment back and then some. Last year was the first year I tried selling a product other than prints online. It wasn't what I expected, but I want to walk you through it. I sold a 2021 calendar with all of my favorite prints in it. I figured this would be a good way to get people prints that couldn't afford my more expensive ones. I'd be able to share some of my favorite artwork at a price where everyone could afford it. I gauged interest on my Instagram stories and got a lot of positive responses. I figured this calendar was worth trying. I designed the calendar, set up a shop on my website, and promoted it on my social channels. I let the shop stay open for a week, placed an order with the printing company, and then shipped out all the calendars myself to all my fans. I learned a few things from this experience. One, a lot of people said they were interested, but only a fraction of those people actually bought a calendar. I think this was around 10%, and I was really surprised by that. I'm sure this is normal in product sales, it was just my first time experiencing it. Designing and shipping a calendar is really expensive. I know you can get a calendar for $5 at Staples, but that's because they sell thousands or millions of these each year. If I'm only selling a handful of calendars, these are going to be really expensive to print, upwards of $10 or $20 per calendar. I want to make the price affordable for my fans, but it's hard to balance it if printing costs are so high. This is something I'll have to keep in mind for future product sales. All that being said, was something I haven't done before, and it taught me a lot of new things. Finally, we're getting to one of the oldest ways to make money in the digital age as a photographer: stock photos. Now, you've probably heard of this method before, and a lot of people think it's dead, but there's still money to be made. Like all the things I mentioned in this video, Just one of these revenue streams alone probably won't be enough for you to make a solid living, but combining them together, you can make good money as a photographer. The best way to do stock photography online is to use a website that will upload your photos to all the stock platforms out there. Think of this as like a central hub where you upload one photo, and then that website will upload that one photo to maybe 5 or 10 other stock websites for you. Obviously, this isn't free. That website's going to take a small cut. I use a website called wirestock.io for this. I'll put a link down below. The time Wirestock will save you from uploading your photos to all these different websites is really valuable. Since this website uploads your stock photos to a bunch of different ones, that maximizes your chances of someone downloading the photos and using them and then making you money. I do think this is the best way to approach stock right now. It saves you so much time and lets you do what's really important, taking photos. In this video, I talked about product photography, headshots, print sales, product sales, and finally stock photos. I know there's a lot of other ways to make money out there as a photographer. This year, I might try using affiliate links more. I might do some sponsored Instagram posts and maybe try out YouTube ads if I get to that point. I don't know that much about any of those 3 methods yet, but I'm sure I'll learn a lot and then I'll share the lessons with you on this channel. I hope you learned something from this video. I know making money as a creative online is hard, but there's a lot of methods out there to do it. It takes research, education, proper execution. There's so many variables to these methods, and you have to just keep trying until they work for you. If you've watched this far, thank you. Please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Right now I'm posting 3 times a week, so there's a lot of content coming out. I also want to say a special thank you to all my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. I'll see you all in the next video.